Evergrande is Asia's biggest issuer of junk bonds. It makes up a really hefty chunk of Chinese property bonds in the offshore market. Now, the worry is that if we see any kind of messy collapse of Evergrande or even a default, it could threaten to destabilize both China's financial markets and its credit markets. We've already started to see some of that stress accelerating for Chinese property firms, both in the credit markets and in equity markets.
Right now, which is the yield.
In credit, the kind of borrowing costs for other Chinese property firms is soaring as yields for Chinese junk-rated offshore bonds rise to their highest in about a decade.
Evergrande shares here in Hong Kong, as one of these would be suspended. They are still suspended.
China Evergrande Group's crisis has really deepened in recent weeks. Investors and analysts are watching very, very closely its repayment schedule to see whether Evergrande can continue to honor its upcoming debt obligations. So that includes things like dollar bond coupons that bondholders say they are yet to receive. It may also include another bond that's said to be guaranteed by Evergrande and another of its units. So investors are watching for any signs that Beijing authorities will step in to kind of ease the crisis at Evergrande. Either it might do that by somehow managing the restructuring or potential restructuring directly, or if central bank authorities choose to kind of inject liquidity into the system or move to try and ease any signs of stress. Another thing investors are watching very closely is Evergrande's imminent debt repayments. So that includes things like coupons that are coming due on its onshore and offshore bonds, and it may also include maturities that are coming due on its opaque type of debts that might not be widely known in the market. At the moment, Evergrande and another of its units' shares are currently suspended pending a so-called major transaction. Now, Evergrande hasn't shared details of what that transaction may be, but separately, local media has reported that Hobson Development, which is another property firm owned by a Guangdong billionaire, that it is mulling a decision to purchase a 51% stake in Evergrande's property management unit, and that might help ease some of Evergrande's imminent cash worries.